Trojan Philly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody's getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, man, we got to talk about UCLA. Board of Regents voting 11-5 to allow them to leave the conference, to leave the Pac-12 conference. We gotta talk about this because it's actually kind of comical if you look at the language within this article that the Board of Regents voted on UCLA and how they put it. They basically giving them, I'm not going to say an ultimatum, but they're basically doing it under a certain condition. UCLA is allowed to leave if they, provided that they stick with these conditions that and these guidelines that we're actually putting out there. So I want to look at that. And listen, I want to also talk about real briefly, what do you think this means as it relates to the conference? Because if we look at this year and we look at the Pac-12 conference, this conference has absolutely been dominant, man. Do you guys still feel the same way about going to the Big Ten like you did this time, June, when they first announced it? Do you guys still feel the exact same way? Because if you notice, and if you realize, and if we remember, coming on late at the end of the year, I will say the last 4 weeks of the season, you had the Pac-12 looking real strong, man. And we already knew that early on in the season, as we alluded to early, the Pac-12 was looking strong. You had the best quarterbacks. You had Bo Nix at Oregon. You had DTR at UCLA. You had Utah's quarterback, Cam Rising. I mean, all across the league, it seemed like it was just very, very competitive. Some of the best offense in the country came from the Pac-12. Jaden Delore, Arizona. And so it looked like the Pac-12 was strong, even Washington State, Cameron Ward. And so finally, at the end of the season, you notice in the Pac-12, the top 25, they started putting the Pac-12 as essentially the best conference because the CFP was putting 5 and 6 teams in the Pac-12, and then the SEC was coming second. It wasn't to the end of the season that the Pac-12 was actually tied. And even now, I think the final vote with the CFP was like 5 teams Pac-12, 5 teams in the SEC. So the Pac-12 and the SEC were right there as it relates to top 25 teams, how many teams they have in the top 25. So I'm saying that to say, you look at the Big Ten, they actually had 3 teams, which was Penn State. They fell off big time, which was Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State. So my $1 million question to you is, do you still feel the same way as you did before? And we know the circumstances behind all of this. We know that the Pac-12, the media rights, the Pac-12, the former commissioner dropped the ball completely on this, and as a result, USC was stuck in the middle, UCLA was stuck in the middle. These two teams being the dominant teams with the TV rights, being in the Los Angeles area. And so, listen, it was like the Pac-12 was really riding on their coattail, man. But now that we look at the conference, kind of being stronger than what it has been in the past, do you guys still feel the same way about leaving, going to the Big Ten? I would like to know that because my thing is this. My thing is that it's like we might as well stay put if we're gonna have a competitive conference. But I'm saying that the TV rights situation is still not right. They still haven't decided on a TV right deal, and so and one of the things I considered was that the Big Ten, how the schedule is going to be arranged, because I think they're going to divisions just like the way they're doing away with divisions just like the way we are right now in the Pac. So the best, I think the best percentage of teams will win the conference, but I don't think the traveling is going to be set up to where it's East and West. Initially, I thought that it could be a Big Ten West with USC, UCLA in it. Maybe put Stanford and whoever, Callan, if they decided to come over. But now I think it's just kind of, I don't know if they're really looking in the best interest for USC and UCLA as it relates to traveling. You guys hit me. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think about that. That's just in my process of thinking. But let's look at what the Regents said about UCLA and how the only way they can leave and go, and under what conditions they can go. Let's take a look at that real quick. Go to the Big Ten. Let's take a look at that real. Right. So here's the article right here. It says UC Regents approve. This is directly from ESPN. Approve UCLA's Big Ten move includes conditions. Check this out. I want to pick this article right here. The board of Regents approved the move by 11-5 vote. But check this out. It says, we looked at the reality of where we are and what the alternatives were. The Board of Regents chair, Rich Libb, said, and I think in the end, we will decide that the best thing to do is to do it the way we did it, which is conditions, but allow them to go. But this is the crazy thing. As a part of the board's decision, UCLA will have to increase its expected investment in student athlete resources and might have to provide a subsidy to the University of Cal Berkeley in the range of $2 million to $10 million once a Pac-12 media deal is secured, depending on the amount of the deal. A UCOP spokesman said the frequency of the subsidy to UC Berkeley is yet to be determined. Is this crazy or is this crazy? So they're going to have to pay, essentially, I guess it's like a tax. They're going to have to pay this to Cal Berkeley in order to leave. I want to know you guys' thought. Well, not to leave, but they're going to leave. But while they're gone, they're going to have to continue to pay this money to Cal Berkeley. Is this crazy or is this crazy? I want to know what you guys think about this, man. I mean, this is basically just kind of crazy. It says Berkeley really took a hit by UCLA leaving. Livy said they suffered quite a bit. So I mean, I guess because they're both public schools or whatever, I mean, it's really kind of crazy. And I want to know you guys' thoughts, man. Do you think it's worth it for UCLA to take a move at this point? Of course I do. I think, of course, when you look at $100 million that UCLA is possibly going to get from the media rights deal supposedly that's going to take place with the Big Ten, they're saying $100 million upward. We're supposed to, each institution is supposed to be getting. So I want to know you guys' thoughts on this. Is this a crazy move or is this a crazy move? I think UCLA was going to try to do it regardless. They would have been going through the courts or whatever forever just to make this thing happen. And now we see that the Board of Regents are allowing it to happen, but they have to meet certain criteria and conditions to make it happen, man. So listen, you guys let me know what you think. All right, so that's it, man. UCLA gotta pay up, man. That's what they gotta do, man. You guys hit me in the comment section. You guys let me know what you think about that, and tell me what you think. Do you guys think it would be better for? I know we don't have no say, but just your overall thought. Would you think, given the way the Pac-12 is kind of strong right now, do you think it would be better for USC to essentially stay right here and compete in the Pac-12, or still? Go to the Big Ten, grab that money, man, and compete over there with them. Now, I want to get into this real quick. This is, we know what happened with Mike Leach, and we know that Mike Leach passed away. And I'm reading this report today. It's kind of I guess you could call it a disturbing report. You can look at this, man. You guys, I want to know you guys' thoughts on this. It says coaches called out for despicable move after Mike Leach death. And it says some concerning reports are coming out of the college football world on Wednesday, according to Mississippi State insider Steve Robinson. Some coaches are reportedly trying to poach transfers from the Bulldogs. Now, let me see. I'm not sure if these guys are actually in the portal already. If they contacted players, once they found out he passed away. If they did it that way, it's absolutely shady. I mean, it don't get no more shady than that. If they did it that way. If these guys were all in the portal already, that's one thing. But it says supposedly these guys are poaching players right after Mike Leach passed away, which is crazy. It says getting some reports of some college coaches working through third parties to try and get some Mississippi State players to enter the transfer portal. And he says if you're doing this, then you are a disgusting human being. If I get evidence to support this, I'll make you famous. Robertson reports. I mean, my thing is this: if these guys are not in the portal, absolutely it's crazy. I mean, somebody the head coach just passed away. I mean, give some respect. Give some respect to him. Give some respect to the game. Give some respect to yourself if this is what's taking place. I mean, if they're in the transfer portal, that's a whole nother deal. You free to operate like that. But even if you're in the transfer portal, I would still think it would be some sort of level of respect. Just given the fact that this just happened to you, could because the players have got to be traumatized at some level, right? The players got to be traumatized. I mean, the head coach. Not only was it the head coach, but Mike Leach was a great man. And coincidentally, I just happened to go back in my videos and look. And today I realized, approximately 7 months ago, I spoke about Mike Leach. I did a video on him, and he kind of made reference to the college football playoff kind of being unfair, and I loved it because he wasn't being biased at the fact that he was. Matter of fact, let me tell you what video it is right here, and you guys can go back and look at that, look it up. But he wasn't being biased about the fact that he was in the SEC. He remembered where he came from as far as being in different conferences, and the Pac-12 was always getting left out, and he understood that. And I love the fact that Mike Leach would even make reference to that. And the video, I want you guys to go, if you guys get a chance, it was 7 months ago. It has Mike Leach on the front of it. I forgot I even did this video until I seen it today. And Mike Leach, the title of the video, let me see if I can find the title of the video real quick. It is Mike Leach on the front. I'll find the title. But anyway, Mike Leach made reference to USC, well, not USC, but just teams overall getting an opportunity to be in the playoffs. And I thought it was a beautiful thing. Here it is right here. This is my video 7 months ago. If you guys can go look it up, check out Mike Leach is on the front of it. And it says it here. This is it right here. You might not be able to see it in the light. No, you can't see that in the light either. But anyway, the video is, does Mike Leach have it right with the college football playoff? He felt like it needed to be a change, even though he was in the SEC school. You guys go back and look at that. But I think you guys hit me in the comment section. I think it's shady if some coaches did that if these guys weren't in it, even if they're in the transfer portal, because it's a level of respect. These guys were traumatized. I think, somebody needs to be on the case with that. So listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Until tomorrow, man, everybody stay blessed and fight on, fight on, fight on.